just go to Namsan Tower using the bus, and then yeah.
You should definitely come here.
Yeah, and choose SKKU first.
Yes.
So my name is Clara. I'm originally from Austria. I'm 22 years old, and yeah, I'm pretty excited to study here in Seoul.
Okay. My name is Hannah. I am 20 years old.
So hello, my name is Nghi, and I'm a Vietnamese exchange student from International University, Vietnam National University.
Hi, my name is Cheyenne. I'm from France, and I'm an exchange student right now in business administration.
So actually one of my closest friends was studying here last year already, and she told me many great things about her experience at this university. And I also think it's just really amazing how like the SKKU really converges the tradition, like historical tradition, academics of Korea with like the modern demands we have for universities.
Okay, so actually in 2019, I came here with my family for holiday, and then that was when I thought that I needed to at least experience studying here. And then SKKU is actually one of the Korean university partnered up with my university. So when I look up for the ranking, I saw that wow, SKKU rankings quite high, and it's actually higher than my university. So that is why I chose SKKU.
Just one quick question. I'm just curious about what your friend told you about SKKU. How was her experience?
She really liked it actually. She was really glad she chose the SKKU University, and she thought overall it was a really great experience, and like the whole setting was really amazing. She thought the organization was really good, and most of her professors were really great. So academic wise she really enjoyed it, and so I think like her being like really pro the SKKU really convinced me to choose the SKKU for myself.
So, well, my major in France is Korean, and so I come here because I just wanted to learn more about the culture and the language, but also because I'm interested in the Asian market, especially South Korea, so I wanted to know more about the customer and everything.
So there are several reasons why I choose SKKU and also Korea. So the first one is that I study English linguistics and literature, and the major in SKKU, English language and literature, is kind of big and it is growing. So I want to take a close look at what people study here and maybe gain some knowledge from it as well. And another thing is that I'm a big K-pop fan. So a little bit of too much information, but my favorite group is BTS, and I'm really happy to see their appearing like everywhere in Seoul. Yeah.
I think overall it's pretty well organized, and I think it's great to get in touch with like the Korean culture, the Korean language, and to meet some locals here. And I think everything went pretty smooth for myself, but like personally, I think the only thing I noticed, and there was a bit of like a downside, was if you're like on a certain diet, it can be a bit of a struggle. For me as a vegetarian, I find it hard sometimes to find meatless food. Besides that, everything has been really good.
Also, I think that if you coming here without knowing any Korean, it's kind of hard to manage if you walk around and then some of the people like at the restaurants or at the stores, they kind of assume you know Korean, but I actually took some Korean classes before, so I can catch up some words. So even though I can only reply 네, 안녕, 감사합니다, it's enough for me to survive here. And then the academy also it teaches me to like be independent, because there are some classes where the students need to really study on their own, and then go straight to the quizzes and Q&A sessions. So that's where the students need to put extra effort to understand the course.
I would say that the first advantage compared to France is that we have more time. So it means that I can visit Seoul, go everywhere, and it gives me time to just interact with people more. And also, I wanted to come to SKKU too because the university is really famous for the business administration department in France. So for me, it was really an advantage to just test my English skills and Korean skills. And the disadvantage maybe is just that since we are foreigners, we were not able to enter the clubs.
Okay, so for me, I think one of the bigger advantages here is that the facility and the people. So speaking of the facility, I think everything here is quite great, from the library to the classroom. Everything was very, modern and very well equipped. So I really like that. And also the people, like whenever I'm lost or I'm having any trouble, I can always talk to a random student, and sometimes they speak English really well, but sometimes English is not their advantage. So they were a little bit hesitant, but they always try their best to help me. So that is really, really friendly, and I really like that. One disadvantage of SKKU, I think, is it is built on a mountain. So every time, I was thinking to myself, should I do some exercise by climbing up to my classroom? But then, in the middle of the way, sometimes I just go back and take the bus. Yeah. That is just one thing that I feel so tired just thinking about it.
Me too.
We all
Right.
do. Yeah, we all do.
I think sometimes the lack of work-life balance. So it's quite frequently that I stolper, I see so many people sleeping in the library, and I'm just, poor thing, go home, catch up on your sleep. So I think that's something I've been noticing in Korea. And it was a bit of a surprise, but besides that, I think it's...
in your home country, there's no sleeping.
No, actually, people rather go home to sleep. But I think, they wouldn't stay in the library if they had to catch up on some sleep.
I think it's the facilities at the university, because I find it surprising that there's an actual convenience store inside the university, instead of a store that the university set up. And then there's a beauty parlor outside, and a photo studio, and then there's also post office. All necessary facilities is inside university, so it's really convenient for the student.
Really, it's not really a shock, but it's something that is not done in my home country. Is that there's a thing called flip learning here. Is that you watch a video recording first, and then you come to class for a later discussion. That is something new to me, and I think that is a very, very useful way of learning as well, because you get to prepare for yourself and then develop your argumentation in class, and it's a kind of multifaceted way to learn, and I really like it. Yeah.
I think for me it was there are two things. The first thing is the price of the fruit. In France it's really cheap compared to here. But here, even if you just want one apple or something, you're going to think further, but it's so expensive. I prefer to pay some ramen instead of taking the fruit. And also there is I was shocked because even in the campus and in the street, people are always spitting, and it's in France it's considered as rude. So for me it was really shocking.
For sure, there's been like this amazing concert in September, which was such an incredible experience because they actually had really popular artists. So that was incredible to see, and how the performance was and how like people reacted. And also I'm part of the soccer club at the university, so that has been really great as well, because I found it for myself that it was nice to meet some locals in a setting that was a bit different to like the usual university. And so I think it was great to meet people like outside of the university. And yeah.
I actually only joined one activity conducted by the High Club, and it was the hiking event. That is like the first time I get to mingle with Korean students here, and also I get to meet one Japanese student. I'm not a very talkative person, but my group is actually really friendly, and I think even though it's named hiking, but because the day is really hot, we end up just go to Namsan Tower using the bus, and then like we contemplating between riding the bus or take the cable car, but then because of the fee, we just take the bus. We also eat together, have dinner together, and yeah, it's fun for me because that's the only time I get to mingle with the locals.
For me, it was Escara, yeah, because there was so many things on the campus, and since the campus is really big, there are a variety of things we could enjoy so many things, and people were so nice with us. Like even though we were speaking Korean, they just came to us and tried to make us enjoy the festival, and also because it was kind of surprised to see so many artists come, even though it was free. I was so happy to just know that I could see like Simon Dominic and Cookie and everything like that. But for me, it was really good.
Oh, I think it's the same for me as Escara Festival. It is. I think it's my first time experience such a festival in like school, and especially like free.
Yeah.
The atmosphere, the way everything is set to a theme, and there's even food trucks around. That is like really, really nice. And as you mentioned, although it was free, the lineup was impressive.
Yeah.
Like there are big names right now in K-pop, and that is something I believe is the most impressive to me.
I think it's an amazing choice, and I think it's great to actually dive into the rich like culture Korea has to offer. So I would definitely recommend to study here and actually get to know the people here and how they think, how they feel, and yeah, everything about it.
I think for Muslim student, you might think that it's quite hard to live here as a Muslim, but for me, for 4 months I live here, it's actually not that challenging. And then there's actually quite a big Muslim community, also Malaysian community, so you get to meet Malaysian people around, and you also get to meet Muslims, so you can share your experience and tips how to live here. So I think you don't need to be afraid to like step out of your comfort zone and studying where the Muslim community is actually minority.
Yeah, the one thing is just go for it. if you're still thinking, you're still worrying about like whether I don't speak Korean or I'm not used to the culture, I'm scared of going, just go for it. I mean, there's always ups and downs in life. You can expect perfect in everything, but I think it's really worth it despite all some little inconvenience. Everything is amazing, and you should definitely come here.
Yeah. And choose SKK first.
Yes.